Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. So this vlog is very exciting and a lot of people have this confusion whether the AI is going to steal our job. So what is next for the IT professionals who is having a decade plus experience, and what is the future for the graduates who just exit out of the college campus and then no clarity and no jobs outside. It's really an interesting era. So AI is actually creating a shift in IT industry, but there is something we need to know that AI is going to create an opportunity or is it a threat? So that's some distinction I'm going to clarify here, and also a couple of use cases and the case study where the AI has created in this period as well. So let's understand the AI versus people future. So how we gonna evolve in this AI era? So will that be an end of us? We don't have to do any work and the AI is gonna take care of everything. If that's your mindset, you probably have to shift that. If you think that the AI is just a useless and it's gonna end after a few years, probably you also should change that mindset as well. So it's a there's a small line between this AI and people. So how the AI, the people adopt it, and how people also adapt to this AI is a very important factor here. So that's what I was saying. Like if the AI jobs, AI is going to create an opportunity for us, or the AI is going to create a threat. Well, there is an explanation from this vlog. Probably can give you a clear distinction of whether it's creating an opportunity or a threat in terms of the mindset you adopt here. Is AI is also getting expensive? Well, so many of you already know that the cost incurred adopting the AI versus the person who is doing the similar job today to get that work done. So there is, of course, the AI is getting little expensive, but there is always doors get open for you to what next if the AI is consuming more work, right? You already know that. If somebody is paid higher and they doesn't do the job to your expectation, what you do next, right? So that's how the similar way, a similar mindset you can apply here. If AI is getting expensive, you know what to do, right? Very simple. If AI is getting very expensive, this is what you're going to do it. If, well, there is saying that, you pay more, but don't expect more. So that's what I could see that in the AI era. So you're getting paid more to the AI, then make sure you optimize it as well. So AI is getting expensive. This is the journey of the AI, which I would like to explain a bit by bit here. So earlier we started, a lot of vlogs came up on the YouTube channels and the Instagrams, say, on the AI video creations got promoted, their ID got monetized, and then they started earning a lot of money. But now once that model kicked in, and now the same team or the same people now shifting to something else. Well, that's a period, right? And how do you catch that market is more important here. So initially, the AI started with the subscription model, and where you just pay it, and then you started using it. You love the unlimited access, great values, and you started developing the videos, curated videos, and then you modified it and then uploaded. Boom! Based on the views, based on the subscriptions, you started earning. So this is for the vloggers, and then let's coming to the IT industries as well. So, well, you got into subscription model, you give the licenses for your end users, they started utilizing it efficiently and effectively, and then you found that one day that, well, you now got the notification from the your AI provider that we now going to change this. We now going to change this charging model from subscription to the pay model. So that's the second phase they came in. So in the paging model, it's very simple. When you start using the resources of them, then you're going to pay for that. So this was also an interesting era, and they also noticed that okay, even paging model did not was not more efficient for the AI providers. Then they came to the third model. So let me clarify on the second model first. So in this paging model, where you had access to the system and you only pay for when you're going to access it. Well, here you still have an opportunity where you can create a lot of prompts. You have a list, you have listed down, number of prompts you want to ask AI and what you're expecting responses and everything, and the time you wanted to play around to fix that code or a bug. Well, 1 hour, 2 hours for that specific time period, it's now charged. And then came to the token model, which is today's market. We call it as a token model or even a credit model. This is very important to know, guys. We put a prompt, right, to get some responses from the AI in the format you needed. Uh, just imagine, I give the two scenarios where in scenario one, I ask an AI of, can you describe the Taj Mahal of Delhi? Done. So that's a simple prompt I gave for the AI. Second, I need more responses from the AI. So I started adding a lot of things there. Can you give me the more details about this Taj Mahal in Delhi? Why people visit there too much? What's the history behind this Taj Mahal? And also, can you let me know what's the pollutions around? Probably the first prompt would have given you the 80% of your expectation already than the specifically what you have mentioned here. Now, why am I saying this? The beginning prompt which you gave, right, was very simple for the AI to understand. It has used less tokens there because it has converted those into the key identifiers there and then into the tokens and then consumed their processors and then gave you the response. Whereas the second one, it has broken your instructions into the number of key identifiers there and then processing it and then charging that. So you can see the number of tokens has increased because of that prompt and the one which was simple in the before. That's what exactly happened in one of the case study of the Uber and Microsoft, which I will walk through next. So that's what we are in today in the token model or the credit model. Now, this is very important for any engineers or an IT professionals to understand what next in your future. Where will I be placed next? What should I do to stay in this market? Well, I have a couple of my own research here, but probably I would welcome others to answer it or put it on the comment. This is in my research where we as an IT professional, how we going to adapt to this AI? Should we then how should we to adopt this AI is more important than simply understanding, basics of this AI and then never using that. And this is a real shift, guys. We have to upskill ourselves to AI utilization or adopt AI technology in your current work, whatever you're doing. Well, don't think in the way in a negatively where this AI is going to eat my job and what next? Where will I be? What's going to happen for the IT industries? What is the future of the IT professionals like having decade plus experience and never exposed to the AI? Guys, just imagine if we go back to period of 10 years or 15 years in the back, right, when you started your IT career or even the IT professional who are 20 plus experience. This is my understanding purely, so there is nothing I'm throwing up, out of my sight. So this is just my understanding, right? If you think there is a correction, there is something that needs to be amended, please put on the comments. I would happy to review and reiterate that. So before 10 or even 15 years, when we started our career in IT, we started adapting to the lot of technology changes. Just imagine where you're using the 2008 servers to do the job. Now it's upgrading every year, right? And you started upgrading your systems to the top. And why did we do that? It's not because of Microsoft is going to cancel the support. It's not because of the Microsoft is not going to support those vulnerabilities, etc. It's you wanted to adopt to the latest. It is going to give you a lot of features. So that's why you adopted it. The same thing here, guys. If you the AI, if you adopt it and your return on investment, your optimization in the work, your efficiency in the work is more, then why not? Right? So, well, everything comes with a cost. Of course, nothing comes for the free here. So that will be definitely answered in my next slide, where I'll walk through a couple of things which might be giving you an kind of a relief and kind of an uh, feeling that okay, at least now I can adopt to this AI technology. If I can do some research, some studies on the AI, and this is where the AI can fit into my technology. This is how the AI can fit into my organization. If you're the senior leaders there, this is another quick comparison between the human versus AI, where people think that okay, what's the AI gonna be, and then what's my future gonna be, right? So just imagine that if your organization is having 1,000 developers, and you are a service providing organization, and those 1,000 developers used to develop the use cases. Sorry. They used to develop the solution for the use cases and then supporting those use cases. Very simple. You now have to upfront cost will be your resource cost there, and then the licensing and the platforms what they are using it. So both everything is more of upfront there, and then when if you start using the AI, what happens? AI, even if you give a small prompt which is converted into the tokens and then consumed on the back end to process your information and then giving your response there is not easy, guys. So there is a lot of big infrastructure is needed to give you the simple response of even hello to you. So GPUs, like Nvidia is one of the example where now the billion-dollar revenue company, which was never imagined when they a couple of years, 4 to 5 years back, if you look at the revenues, was just 1% what you could see today, right? So this is the real shift. They adopted to the time in the market. So yeah, this is more important. The timing you enter into the market is important, right? Now this is the time of AI. If you have to enter into the market of AI to adopt, learn, utilize. If you don't, then you know where we will be, right? So that's the shift, guys. So cloud infrastructure, subscription, GPUs, it's a huge cost, right? So there is a thick line between the human versus AI, where the human can do that which AI cannot, and AI can do where human can still do it, but they can do it more efficiently using that AI. If I'm scaling the resources now, you got instead of 10 use cases every month, you now got 1,000 use cases. Then you have it's very linear. I just have to add more people, right? But for the AI, if it's the more new use cases there, then exponentially the cost will increase there. Well, the linear versus exponential, you can imagine the cost difference there, right? And the flexibility for me to manage these resources and the cost is very limited, and there is nothing dynamic changes will come into the future. But however, if I'm going to the AI, you know that the costly can never be imagined if there is something broken, if there are servers, because you're totally relying on the AI servers, their AI infrastructure or the AI data centers, which can still go down if there is the lot of transactions happening, and then you found that your responses from the agents gone down. This could be a likelihood again in the future, but yeah, that everything gives an opportunity, right? So AI is not just a threat, but AI is also an opportunity for us to grow. So that is one of the important where I would like to highlight. It's not a threat, it's more of giving us an opportunity. So this one is just showing that the AI is going to steal our job. Well, as I just told you, AI can steal the job only if you're not adapting to the right era and in the right time. If you think that after 3 years, 4 years, then I would like to do the AI, you could be probably running behind the experienced people. So this is what will happen when you don't adopt in the right time. So let's not think negatively that AI is going to steal our job, but positively it's going to create a lot of jobs. So this was one of the Uber case study which I was reading through this magazine, where I found that Uber was using the code licensing. or Cloud A code licenses for their backend developers to fix their bugs, and then development of the code, redeployment, and everything. And they had this 1 year, yeah, per annum, had 1 year contract for those services, and then they also announced that they are shifting to the AI, and that's the key cost driver for their organization. But in the just few months, or I think in just few months, they found that the AI services which they have taken is overutilized. And this happens, guys. Think about, we do a lot of research on the Google or to fix one code, rather the agentic AI fixing its own code. You never know where it is fixing the code, but if you are manually doing that, right, you will be knowing, okay, what's where you are appending those, where you are amending those codes, and then where you're exactly fitting that into the existing code and everything. So agentic AI can do it, but if you don't monitor that agentic AI is what the job is doing, then you relying 100% on the AI to fix those codes. So this is what will happen. So the token model, which I explained in my previous slide, that the token consumption model is very costly. Think about the person on the backend developer is completely relying on the AI to fix it and then redeploy it and also fixes any vulnerabilities that comes in. Boom. You found that the consumptions has been increased and the AI bill has come to into your notification saying that, okay, please now stop using that and then start doing the manual code reviews and then code deployments. So let's take these things as a positive opportunity for us, that even the backend developer shouldn't be worried that the agent AI is going to steal our job, but an opportunity for us to optimizely use that AI. If yes, how can I? So that's in my next thing as well. After I'll just speak about this Anthropic Cloud A and the Microsoft GitHub Copilot. So Microsoft is set to cancel Cloud A code license, and of course they have already canceled these Cloud A code cloud licenses. This is a similar thing again, where the backend code developers started using this, and then they exhausted those tokens, and then huge hefty bills has come to the organization to pay. They then understood that why can't we use the GitHub Copilot? Well, let's imagine a scenario where the using a third-party AI provider is giving you an 100% accuracy and then smart enough to fix your codes. What if your in-house AI or agents which you have developed is 70 to 80% accurate? Will that reduce your ROI? Probably slightly, but not huge. What if the 20% human skill is added there? What if the human efficiency is more and then they use this GitHub Copilot to develop that agents or develop those codes on the back end to review and everything? So that makes it a real shift, right? So where you're using AI, you are also using the human resources to fix your code, to do the reviews, to fix any vulnerabilities, right? So this is very important for the market or the organization to understand how we are adopting the AI. Are we going to incur more bill because of this AI, or are we smart enough using this AI with a less bill, more optimization, more efficiency, and of course the good ROI is defined. I would also like to explain about the mythos as well, the mythos, which is the in the same time, I would also like to say about the mythos, which was, you know, had a very good debate and the conversations in any platforms like LinkedIn and your internal organizations, especially if you reach out to your security team, they definitely give you the news about this one. So Mythos, which was announced by Anthropic Cloud, right, and that fixes a lot of vulnerabilities and also exploits if there's any vulnerabilities found. So this create a nightmare for a lot of organizations to check their any vulnerabilities, to fix it, exploitations and etc. That's very important. But imagine the if the agents, if the AI can do those kind of exploitations and fixing those vulnerabilities, why not we individually, right, and do the more deep research to fix that, to understand is there any exploits. We have a SecOps team, we have got the information security teams, we got a lot of security, big infrastructure. Nowadays, the security is a hot market, right? So again, this is one of the opportunity for the AI is actually creating a job for us, right? So this is very important to understand. AI is a risk, of course, if you don't adopt it properly. Here it is fixing the vulnerabilities, exploiting it. What if the permissions for that cloud which you are provided to fix those vulnerabilities has gone wrong, right? Has got some compromised. What next? So this is where and a lot of things will come into picture, right? How we are going to adopt it. So this is an opportunity for us to make sure that our organization is compliant, our systems are compliant, we stay 100% protected this dark market. Yeah, right? And I hope everyone will agree with me there. The cutting one wire is just cost you $1, but the knowledge which wire to cut is taking $1,000 together. Imagine, right? So this is how the AI will definitely be in the future. It is doing nothing there, but you see the output is just cutting the wire, but the knowledge used has taken more. And I'm sure this a small picture will give us the a beautiful impression that the AI is not going to steal your job, but it's giving you an opportunity where you cannot replace your knowledge. You are irreplaceable. So you can now adopt the AI to your technology, whichever technology you are in. Could be a code developer, or it could be an M365 solution architect just like me, or even the modern workplace specialist, whatever, wherever you are. Even the non-tech guys as well, they can adopt the AI to stay with this market, to stay with this, to stay up to date with this market, and then what? So we know how we evolve every time when the new technology comes, and this is just a period where we have to adopt to this technology, learn, optimize, utilize, build, execute. Yeah. So that's what I would say, guys. And then there are cool jobs as well ahead. And if people think that, okay, what's next? How I'm going to survive? Well, there is always a thick line you have to draw that in the future there will be a lot of opportunity will definitely come into the places. And these are my couple of researchers. So these are couple of roles which I written here. Is just more on my understanding and my research here. If you think there is more, please add into the comments for the viewers to understand as well. So prompt engineering for developers, guys, consuming the tokens, now start using this, right? AI is getting expensive, so you make sure that you are specific with your prompts, specific with what responses you need from the AI. Yes, the prompt engineering is very much important for the developers and also for the non-technical as well. So a lot of times we feel that, I'm giving instructions to the AI, but I end up with, what I was expected for. What was my actual requirement was. I just was started, going into that, and it started giving me the suggestions. I just asked yes, 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 and it has given me the, you know, some answers XYZ. But my expectation was ABC, which was already there in the beginning. This is what will happen if we don't have a specific prompt. And since to reach those XYZ, yes, yes, yes. So those actually consumed a lot of credits there, and now you got that expensive bill. So the prompt engineering for developers is more important, and even for the non-tech guys, where they want to write specific things for the AI to be done, then that's definitely helps for them. Governance and risk managers is very much important. So if your organization is creating an agent, AI agents, or you're adopting any third-party agents, or or the agent providers, you have to do the clear assessment. Since the AI restrictions or AI regulatories are different for different countries, so we as a developer or we as a solution architect might miss a couple of points when it comes to the execution of those agents or adopting those agents for the users. So these GRC managers definitely have those skill set like ISO 14002 and another AI certificates, of course, and skilled enough to validate the risk associated with those agents or the third parties, do their due intelligence and due diligence, and then uh, make sure that's compliant when you release that. It's very much important. So those jobs also will see that uptake in the market. Agentic developments. Now the back-end agents, which were the Uber and the Microsoft cases, you saw that the 100% work was done by the agent uh, AIs. Now, what if we can do the 50-50 there? Where the 50% the agents will do and the 50% the person will do the monitoring and then give the clear instructions to fix it, etc. So that those codes are optimized. So if you are a developer, make sure you apply some agentic development knowledge there to stay into this AI era and build your skill, like for the autonomic agents and also the workflows, etc. So that is a real shift for the agentic developers. In-depth researching is another important factor here. So why did I pick this in-depth researching, and what is that role means here is more of the it comes it's a broaderly for the AI engineers, ML engineers, ML SecOps, AI SecOps. It could be anybody here, because today the AI is very brand new when it comes to the organization adopting. I'm not speaking about a specific AI here. It comes to the where the organization is still maturely not adopted the AI. So in-depth research is more important, where you analyze and like, understand the whether the your organization has got how is the AI trend look like. So what you've got multiple department, and you this is for the project managers again, or the product managers, where they can running those surveys to understand what is happening in the AI, how the people are utilizing it, and what is the utilization look like in your backend, so that you can strategically drive those return on investments, because various departments have the various use cases. Are they efficiently using it? Optimize it. What is your real take on that? So this skill for the product managers, what key factors you define, what are the KPIs you define is more important. And if you are hiring somebody to do that, what is the statement of work you actually clearly give them is more important. So this in-depth researching knowledge for those product managers and the developers, sorry, product owners, is a key for in this AI era. Token has eaten my bread, a token has eaten my bank balance, a token is eating everything. What if you have got your own LLM? Every organization have their own specific products. What if you develop those custom LLMs for your organization need, as per your organization need, and then rolling out that to the users? This way, you're reducing the third-party infrastructure costs, third-party maintenance, third-party tokens, everything. Since you're using your own LLMs, you just rely on your own infra. So this might see that in the future, that in increasing data centers is coming into the picture. The role of system administrators, system engineers are again started, and Azure and the Amazon Bedrocks, etc., and even the Google Vertex. So you see that a lot of jobs within those building those small LLMs will definitely increase in the future. So those people who are relying or developing today the agents with the using the Azure LLMs, or even Azure LLMs like Foundries, and then Google Vertex or Bedrocks. Now you can get upskill yourself to, okay, how can I build my own LLMs here? Of course, you might need AI developers there, or ML guys, or even some other people. But what if you understand the top layers of it, or understand the need of that LLMs and how you can develop that along with those people? Why, if you develop that your LLM for your organization, and that gives more accurate and no bias, no hallucinations, nothing, and then it's pure security constraint here, pure security protection here, because it's developed in-house. GRC are very happy then saying that, okay, it has got less risk because it's in-house developed, and they are very much happy that, okay, this will give the response very accurately as well. So this way you can curate your LLMs and then reduce those AI cost. And yeah, this is again an opportunity for us. I had today, guys, to explain the importance of AI in the market. Let's not get into the negative vibes. AI is stealing our jobs. Instead of that, let's have the positive vibes. It's never AI versus people here. It's in line here. So how AI is in line with the people, and how people inline or aligned with the AI. So AI is definitely a good future for everyone, and this is the right time where we can upskill ourselves. There are some resources in my description which you can refer to for the Gen AI, for the prompt engineering, stuffs like that. So let's not be behind in this market. So instead of that, let's focus on this market. Let's enrich our knowledge on AI too, not just to stay in the market, right? Anybody can stay in the market, but very few will show in the market. So let's show up our skill and then scale up your ladder of career, right? Step up in your career ladder, and hope this blog will add value to this. Hope this vlog is adding value. And if you have anything, any suggestions, any concerns, please feel free to add in the comments. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Cheers.